now.
Oh, good. It's always a bonus. But I have got a bit of a cold as well.
Yeah, well, weirdly, even though it said that it was coming out my headphones, I could hear you via my headphones.
good.
It said it was coming out via this. Oh, great, we've got lag.
No, that was just the live stream starting, I think.
All right, that's right.
Yeah, it was just live stream starting. It's fine. Right, that is... I can shut that down. Yep, good. We are good to go. Amazing. Live stream's up.
Live stream's up.
Let's see if I can remember to record it this time.
That'd be good. Am I doing odds? I'll do it. Are you doing odds or evens?
I can't remember how we did what we did for...
What do you want to do?
I don't mind. Starting with Joe, isn't it? So it depends if you want to have a go at Latifi or Alonso, really. Or Alan.
I don't care.
Okay.
Hang on. Shall I go evens and then I get Russell?
Okay, fair enough. The live stream have learnt all our secrets now.
Sorry, live stream.
It's just this is the George Russell bashing podcast it seems today. Right, I'm going to remember.
It's not fucking hard this week.
I'm going to remember to press record, which I'm going to do right now.
Accounting in progress.
Right, let's start the podcast. No, I haven't updated it yet. I'm not going to. Can't be asked.
Can't be asked. Do you reckon everyone just presses skip 30 seconds at this point?
Probably.
Is that Glock going slowly? It is! That's Glock! Oh, God! Michael Schumacher hits David Coulthard and is out!
I love how little prep we've done for this episode.
I haven't got a clue what we're doing.
He's the Formula 2 champion! Oh! Hitchcock with a big one! Big one.
Oh my God, you are going to be insufferable today. You are going to be absolutely insufferable.
Why? Why would I be insufferable? 2 laps down. That's all I can say. Hashtag 2 laps.
Oh my God.
2. Count them. 1, 2 laps.
Yes, 2 laps down. Yeah, Mr. Top 5, the golden child. Yeah,
there you go.
bad race for George Russell. I apologise in advance for anyone who's a George Russell fan. Carl is going to rip into him today, I am sure. Okay, so apologies firstly for not doing a podcast last week. Just blame me. I've had a lot on.
Yeah, actually, I was around in the evenings and things.
And I wasn't.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. And I'm very fresh-faced at the moment because I'm finally performing in a show that I've wanted to perform in for over a decade. But unfortunately, it does mean I have to play a school child, and I am 40. So
that doesn't sound wrong at all.
Yeah, a grey beard does not. I'm gonna.
What about your grey hair?
Yeah, we'll just gloss over that. I had a haircut, so you can't see it. It's very short now.
The only way you can't see it is by shaving it off, Tom.
Yeah, this is true, but then I'd look even older. So yes, that's why I'm fairly fresh-faced. But we're on a few days off at the moment. We have a really weird show schedule. We do Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and given tonight is Monday, I'm letting my face grow out a little bit because I hate having.
So have you done a show already?
Yeah, we've done 2.
Oh wow, how did it go?
Yeah, good. Apart from someone stole my shirt one night.
Someone stole your shirt.
So when I went to, I have like 3 or 4 quick changes in a row, and I went to change into my suit, and got there, and there was no shirt and no tie, and I was like, nice. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So basically, I ran into the dressing room and I grabbed the first white thing I could see. Turned out it was supposed to be like a policeman's shirt, so it had epaulets on it, but that's fine because the suit jacket would cover that, get away with that. Went to put it on, realised literally it was a big girl's blouse because the buttons were in the wrong direction. So I just don't have the dexterity to do the buttons up properly when they're on the opposite side. So I was just standing there trying to do these shirt buttons up like an absolute
nice
word I probably shouldn't say, and. Yeah, so that was interesting, and then ended up kind of rushing on stage with no tie and an unbuttoned shirt, and yeah, it's been fun.
Nice.
It's been an experience. But I've now bought 3 more shirts, so I have a selection of shirts available to me.
Just in case you can't, someone steals your shirt.
Yeah, that's not going to happen again. How's your week been?
Mental with work. I'm now a published author. That came out today. So my book's out. Well, the story that I've written in, this book is out. That came out today. Mistletoe mixtape for all you lovely romance fans, of which there'll be none on this, but you know.
No.
And what else? And I've just been working my ass off. And tomorrow we get an autistic assistance dog.
Yay!
For Aubrey. So yeah, that comes tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, it's all good. We're getting there. We start filming next week for our show that we're doing. So it's just been a bit of a kickball scramble, but you know, look, it is what it is.
And I get my life back soon. Well, I say I get my life back soon. I'm moving on to lots of other shows and stuff, but I get 3 evenings a week back. So hopefully we'll be able to get a bit more consistency.
Do you get Tuesdays back?
Mondays back.
Monday's back. Okay.
Yeah, I get Mondays back. So hopefully we can start recording Mondays again if you're available.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
Yes, we're trying to make that happen.
I mean, I will have the theatre group I work with do rehearse Mondays, but because I'm only production manager for this next show, I'm not director, so I don't have to be at a lot of the rehearsals. So I will probably just. I mean, we've only got 5 races left of the season anyway, so I'm sure 5 Mondays will be fine. I'll just miss those 5. Yeah. So Mondays, hopefully, moving forwards, will be our podcast day.
Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
Much better on Mondays. Much better.
You're slowly seeing around this room, by the way, because I've got a new position in my room.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so I also, if I sound a bit crappy, it's because I've lost my headphones. They must be at work. I had them at work the other day and then got chased out of the office because we were working late. So I presume they're at work. I hope they're at work anyway. Yeah. In the production office. So I shall say sorry if I sound a bit crap. And also I've literally just ran in the door. So I've got food on its way. So apologies if I run away.
Yeah. So probably in about 10 minutes time, we're going to pause the podcast so Carl can eat his dinner.
Right. That gives us that, you know, let's get through the drivers. Let's do our quick chat about the drivers.
Yeah, okay, so we'll start at the back then. So do you want to kick things off with Zhou Guan Yu?
Grosjean Yu.
Grosjean Yu.
Yozhan Guo. Grosjean. Yeah, anyway, that lad. Yeah, that lad.
Just to clarify, I'm taking the mick out of Carl's pronunciation, not Zhou Guan Yu. Just to clarify before
Grosjean Yu. Yeah, anyway, that lad. I can never pronounce his name. Zhou. Let's call him Zhou because that's just easy.
He got Latifi'd.
Yeah, he just decided to drive into a wall, didn't he?
Yeah, well, Latifi did. It wasn't Zhou's fault, was it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I mean, he crashed, didn't he? Like literally, it felt like so long ago since that happened because there was so much that happened after the race.
It was quite a long time as well. There was.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gutted for Zhou, but he's still got his chair, so who cares?
Yeah, he's got a seat for next year, hasn't he?
Fair play on him. Like, I'm glad he's still there. I quite like him.
He's getting closer to Bottas, definitely. Yeah. He's
talking about someone who's not there, Latifi.
Latifi. Yeah, has his career is petering out to an unspectacular crescendo. He just didn't look in his mirrors. He just said, "Sorry, guys, I didn't see him." No, you didn't look. You didn't look. That was your problem. You just drifted across. It's like just drifting across a roundabout in rush hour. If you think there could be somebody there, there's probably someone there. Especially if you're Latifi, because if you have a car behind you,
it means they're probably behind him.
If there's a car behind Latifi, it means they're probably about to overtake him or lap him. So he should have known there was likely to be a car there because he wasn't last. So completely on him. He's got a 5-place grid drop for the next race. So
Diddums, where would he be at last?
He will still be last, but at least he had Russell to keep him company this week, just like old times. Next up then was Fernando Alonso, wasn't it?
Yeah, Alonso. Another one that just drove. He actually drove into a wall, didn't he?
No, his engine blew up.
What was his engine? I literally can't remember. This is so bad.
Why are you on a podcast about Formula One? Have you watched the race?
Yes, I have watched the race. And I actually watched it quite a bit.
So he defended from Max, didn't he? And then his engine blew up.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Oh, that's not his fault then. I can't really moan at him.
Yeah, no, to be fair, he was racing really well and he had a good qualifying session.
Oh, yeah, he was doing really well, wasn't he? He was in 5th or 6th at one point.
Yeah, he started 5th. Yeah. He had a bad start, dropped to about 7th or 8th, and then was fighting off Max Verstappen. And then his engine blew up.
Make it wide. I was like, make it wide, Alonso. Make it wide.
I have to say, I mean, we'll talk more about him later, I think, but I am a converted Alonso fan this year.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't place him wrong, you know. Mr. Albon, bless him.
Mr. Albon,
just
well
retired
done.
out, didn't he?
Just well done. Just well done for coming back from basically nearly dying to racing in the hardest race on the calendar. And he gets an absolute pass from me. I said the same on Grid Talk at the weekend, but he gets an absolute pass. He's
like he did nothing wrong. It was just a car just went.
Well, no, I think the retirement was his fault. You know, he did misjudge the conditions a little bit, but you know, if his concentration was a bit swayed, as I said, I'd give him an absolute pass this week. Not going to judge him at all. The fact that he got in the car is basically.
I don't know whether he should have got in the car. That's my.
Well, I think medically they wouldn't have allowed him to race if he wasn't fit to race, but I can't think he could possibly have been sharp considering he was in a medically induced coma 2 weeks previous, or 3 weeks previous. But even so, So Albon. Great that he's back, but I think Williams probably just didn't want to put him back out there again. I don't think there was anything wrong with that car, apart from when they replaced the front wing. Obviously, I think that was more of a damage limitation thing for them. Don't put him back out there in case he damages it again.
Yeah.
Same with Latifi. Ocon for you then.
Ocon. He's another DNF. What the fuck happened to all the Alpines?
Engines.
Yeah.
Renault engines.
Why were they on self-destruct mode?
I think it's at that point of the season now. They've probably used all their new units and they're just trying to make the existing ones last till the end of the year. And that's probably the oldest engine that's gone pop because this track isn't particularly power hungry. So I think they've probably put the oldest engine in that was down on power the most, and then they've both gone pop. So they've probably only got like 2 engines left in the pool now to get to the end of the season. So not good at all. Yuki Tsunoda. He was all over the road. Like he was sliding left, right, and centre in the first couple of laps, and. I
don't know. He can get a heat in or something. I'm guessing it was tires thing.
Yeah, I think he just wasn't. I don't think he was conditioned for that race well enough. Yeah. It's the first time he's raced there. We didn't go there last year, obviously. He's never raced there in any other category. He's never raced on a track like that I'm aware of, unless he's raced there in the junior formula in Japan or stuff. But he just didn't have a grip for the conditions. He was all over the place, and then he just full spank into the barrier. We're talking like BDSM style, like full spank. And that was it. He just straight into the barrier. Lewis Hamilton knows how to hit a barrier straight on. Yuki Tsunoda obviously doesn't. Just ripped the whole car to pieces. So not a good. I mean, the fact that he made it to lap 36 and placed 15th is probably a victory in his
more luck
books.
than judgment.
Yeah. Go on then, 14th.
2 laps down. 2 laps. I didn't realise it was 2 laps. I thought it was 1 lap until I've just looked at this.
Well, he made about 8. He made about 8 pit stops. So
well, why did they put him onto those softs so early? Why make him the guinea pig? I know someone has to be the guinea pig, but I just felt even though he just thought he could do better, I presume, and just thought that it was a tactical decision that makes sense. But I just thought, what the fuck are you on?
Well, he was, what was it? He was about 15th, 16th at the time. He was effectively last. I think he was 1 place away from last, just ahead of Albon. And
I mean, he just guarantees himself last.
Yeah, but there was a VSC. It was a cheap stop, and it was an opportunity to get in and get out. And
it
maybe
spectacularly backfired.
If it was right, it could have been good, but it was no way.
I don't think it was ever going to be right. You could just tell that. The third sector was
Anybody who
soaking.
watched qualifying knew that track wasn't going to be ready for dry tyres for a long time.
No, and that third sector was just a slip slide show.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first two were fine, but that third one, and just like him coming out squirreling around all over the road. I was like, what are you doing? Like, at what point do they just go, fuck it, let's just go straight onto Inters? But he just kept at it, which didn't help him. Eventually,
that was his choice.
Yeah.
They asked him if he wanted to come back in. He said, well, we're here now. We may as well make it work. Which, sometimes the mark, I mean, not that it would have made a huge difference, but the mark of a great champion is knowing when to cash your chips in and say, do you know what, I've lost enough today. Let's just take the few bits that I've got, And given what happened later in the race and the attrition that we had, he might have snuck a 10th place. You never know. With a late safety car and better tyres towards the end, he may well have been able to sneak up there, especially when you saw what happened to Max and to Lewis. And it's, I don't think he could have got that much better. But, I mean, I blame Mercedes, really. It's like, I mean, they had a problem with the car.
Actually, do you know what? That George Russell didn't do anything wrong. He did nothing wrong, I don't think. And it's shocking that I'm going to say this. But, anyway, we'll talk about this a bit later. We'll talk about this later.
Okay, I think there was one thing that he definitely did wrong. In fact, there was two things he definitely did wrong.
Mickey Schumacher.
One of them was to Mick Schumacher. I just don't think Haas are operationally sharp enough to be playing with the big boys. I just don't think they're up to it. They've designed a decent car that started the season. They haven't updated it. When they did update it, it went backwards for performance. I don't think Magnussen is as good as everyone is raving him to be this year. He is an average.
He's next.
He's
an
average.
Schumacher.
But yeah, I'm just talking about Haas in general here. I just don't think. I think Schumacher is the weaker of the two drivers, but there's not as much in it as people are making out. People seem to say that Schumacher's terrible and Magnussen's amazing. That is not the case. The fact that Haas got so many points at the start of the season when Schumacher was at his worst and Magnussen was at his best. Schumacher is not that far off Magnussen now. In fact, he's very, very close performance-wise to Magnussen. But the fact is Haas now don't have a car that's capable of getting points, and Mick Schumacher is being shown up as a result of it. I don't think he's warranted enough for another contract, but then I don't think that Kevin Magnussen is all that. I don't think
but Magnussen's still driving better than his team. Who would you choose out of
not by much, and he's also far too aggressive in the opening laps.
Who would you choose?
I'm sure
who would you choose?
They've got him for a couple of years, so that's not going to change. But I certainly wouldn't go the way the two drivers that are looking most likely to get the drive. I wouldn't go with either of those personally, but
we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. I'll add that to the list.
K-Mag, Grand Mag. We've just spoken about him. I have nothing else more to say about that.
Bottas, not good enough. Just not good enough. I mean, the Alfa Romeo it's still not. It's in that kind of sixth place for a car, which means in a race when you've got a lot of attrition, they should be getting big points, and he's not getting the big points. 11th place is just not good enough. I mean, the switch of the soft tyres just didn't work. The race in general, he was very anonymous. They just never seemed to have the pace. Zhou is getting closer and closer to him, which is not good, given that how inexperienced Zhou is.
Yeah.
I'm off the Valtteri Bottas hype train well and truly now. Next year is a big year for Valtteri Bottas. If Zhou is anywhere near, I think he's got a 2-year contract. So if Zhou is anywhere near the performance of Bottas, then he's in trouble. He is in trouble. And especially with Audi coming in, who they're going to pick, the guy who brings all the backing, or the guy who brings nothing and is on a high wage.
Yeah.
Given that if they're performing at similar levels, I cannot see. I think he really needs to get on top of that car next year and push on.
Pierre Gasly. Again, someone else that just isn't doing anything. He lucked out in that. He lucked out.
Well, he started, P7, I think?
Yeah, and then went back to P10.
It was a big...
P7.
I think even Martin Brundle said on the grid, didn't he? He even said on the grid, it's a big day for Pierre. There's a big opportunity there for him, and nothing.
It's just madness. Anyway, I'm getting for.
Okay, I think we're going to take this opportunity to take a brief pause from the podcast. So, YouTube